the right to be a non-believer. We all grew up with the lesson that everyone is allowed to believe whatever they want. We try to respect each other's values, cultures, and beliefs. Right? People can believe in God, Allah, Krishna, or any other holy creator. People believe in each other, and most of all, it's important to believe in yourself, something most of us would agree with. But what about not believing? Do we also have the right not to believe? Do we have the right to believe nothing? You would think this would be logical, but in reality, it seems a little bit different. As soon as you ask the average atheist whether he or she believes, the answer is usually a resounding no. An atheist does not believe. They cling to factual knowledge. At least that is the starting point of their thinking. Their knowledge is discovered and established by many famous professors long before our time, but also by respected scientists in our own time nowadays. So, what does not believing actually mean? What do I mean by not believing? And when becomes believe a religion? Perhaps we should first come up with a sharp definition of believing, just to have a handle to test against. Believe. Accepting presented or self-invented information and theories as truth, without having proven, tested, discovered, or perceived it yourself. The moment you think you know something factually, perhaps you should test it against this definition. As a child, before you can think and discover for yourself, you are sent to school. That, unfortunately, takes away your time to explore. But luckily, most of that has already been done for you. At school, you are taught a lot about what others have discovered and researched. For you, scholars, professors, specialists, explorers, and scientists have done this for us, so that the whole of humanity becomes increasingly smarter by passing it on to the next generations. It is described in books, depicted with images, paintings, movies, and moving images on TV. Nowadays, often by CGI, computer-generated images. In your first years of life, before you go to school, you are also raised by your parents. They give you cartoons on TV and read you books. They pamper you with toys and many other gadgets. So you go into the first years of your school very well prepared. So there is no doubt. There are books that were written hundreds or thousands of years ago, and the whole world gains a lot of knowledge through all this information by sharing this information with them. It is taught to billions of people. Major educational publishers present it to you with a carefully selected amount of books.
Burn the books, man. Burn them all. Don't need those anymore.
Ice.
Yo, my grandmama, you know what she used to tell me? That all the world's problems could all disappear in one generation. If every kid grew up forgetting all the shit that they were taught, the shit that doesn't make sense, that you're taught it enough times you believe it.
Regardless of the fact that they are books, just like many well-known religions, this is still not a religion, right? This is all scientifically devised, researched, and scientifically proven. You could say that's like marking your own homework. But of course, this is a lot more intelligent than that, and mathematics neatly calculated what is correct or not. The question is, what is the difference between one and the other? After hearing and reading this introduction, compare it with the definition just described. You can draw your own conclusion from this. Are you still not sure? Challenge yourself on the next topic, one that is presented as one of the first truths in your life. The place where we all live, our Earth, our globe, the big blue marble. Before we get into the nitty-gritty of the topic, let's first refresh our memory on what we've learned about it. Here are just a few scientific details from what we have learned at school. Our Earth is a big ball that floats in an infinite vacuum space, together with billions of other planets, suns, stars, and moons. Our Earth rotates on its axis at 1,000 miles per hour. It orbits around the Sun at almost 67,000 miles per hour. The Sun is a big, burning ball of gas that burns without oxygen, because it is more like a big nuclear reactor. The Sun is 93 million miles away from the Earth. In between is, among other things, the Moon, which is at a distance of 250,000 miles from our Earth. The Earth, the Moon, and all other things, like satellites, chase the Sun at about 500,000 miles per hour. The Earth is 49 times bigger than the Moon, and the Sun is about 400 times the size of the Moon. Because of the distances of the Sun and the Moon, they appear exactly the same size. Let's leave it at that for now. Can you remember this? Are you well informed about what you know? Let's assume that this is all genuinely shared and properly researched truth. Why would it not be? But receiving this information and accepting it as reality, what does that make you, according to the definition just described? Why would you doubt the knowledge of your geography teacher at school? The science, the documentaries you see, and all those movies in which stories and images about space are presented. Although, sometimes you get something different in your face.
Enough people said that the Earth was flat, so the Earth was flat. Then they said the Earth was round, so the Earth was round.
The Earth is round.
Prove it.
Science proves it.
Science. Anyone understands the science, huh?
Eyes on the road, please, always.
Enough people talk about something, right? Then it becomes fact. Then they put it in the books, and then the book becomes fact. Then it's settled. Then no one understands it anymore. No one even talks about it anymore. Fuck. Man, this is why we gotta burn the books, man.
He said the F word.
People watched live images of the moon landing and astronauts' explanations of this on television. Why would you doubt sincere news reports in which they show us that we have never been so close to the Sun as we have now, or have launched satellites into orbit around the Earth? Again. Is this real footage? After all, we see the globe all around us. You see many company logos with the globe. Although, sometimes, you see the globe in commercials and news broadcasts. You have no reason to assume that this is not true, because it is widely accepted. Of course, that could be possible, but the question remains whether you are a believer or a non-believer when you assume this, regardless of whether it is true or not. And would you dare to admit that you are a believer if that turns out to be the case? Another question could be whether it is possible to make many people believe the wrong information if everyone accepts television and media as a reliable source. Does this make science a form of knowledge? Or does it also have some similarities with a religion? Sorry if you may feel a bit offended, attacked, or ridiculed. After all, a religion is only what others believe, never what you believe yourself. Right? What if you see yourself as a non-believer? Is this generally accepted, or are you doing something pointless when you are questioning the heliocentric model, for example? You might be attacked when you do, but do you have the right to know instead of believe? How can you know for sure if the presented information is correct? Can you research it and make it perceivable without floating in space yourself to see it with your own eyes. You can test the laws of physics to see if they are in line with your senses and the presented information. The law of physics shows us that water at rest is always level and that it needs to be contained, like a pool, an ocean or a lake, with a shoreline around it to hold such a large amount of water together, right? Water is even used to test whether something is level or not. Can both be true? Can it be level and still bend around a ball on a micro scale at the same time? Do you have the right not to believe the official statements and images? Or are you then venturing onto thin ice? Are you allowed to have trouble believing the gravity theory that seems strong enough to hold heavy buildings and trillions of litres of water, while it is apparently not strong enough to pull dust, butterflies, or helium balloons towards it? Do you have the right to look for the explanation in the law of nature? Physics that describes that buoyancy and density solve this neatly and tidily. Can you test this and make it perceivable? Of course, all this is explained very convincingly, and perhaps for most of us completely logically, by theories, calculations, and findings from science. But the question remains whether this falls under belief or knowledge for the recipient when one accepts this as the truth. Why not try another test yourself? It can be done in 15 minutes. Try to test whether a gas or vapour can exist next to a vacuum, without a barrier between them. Is it observable that this is possible? Or is it observable that it is not? Does the observed result, tested against the laws of nature, fall under belief or knowledge? You can test centrifugal forces, the behaviour of objects in a vacuum, measure and prove the curve, and many other physics experiments like electromagnetic attraction. Let us just pretend you've researched and tested this extensively yourself. Let's pretend your conclusion is that the heliocentric model, as you have been taught, is simply not possible. What if you conclude that what you have learned cannot be observed or verified by yourself in any way? That it even possesses strikingly suspicious properties? What if you found out that it wasn't all created by coincidence by a cosmic fart, but that everything was highly intelligently designed? Regardless of who is responsible for this creation, let alone its motive, it could change your way of thinking. Would it change your life? Would you look different to life and everything that lives here? Do you think there would be more respect for other beings that are born here and their right to live? How about the respect for people who do have made the effort to research and observe this and made this conclusion long before you did? Would you look back and think about how you treated them then? Would you dare to look back on how you lived your own life? Or would you rather not look over your shoulder? Ever again. The Earth is just used as an example. There are many other topics to believe or not to believe. So back to the subject, the right to be a non-believer. Not believing seems very easy, right? But is it? It takes quite a bit of discipline to leave questions open and not to fill them with something you wish or hope for to be true. Wanting to know something takes more effort than believing. This can be done from the couch with a drink and a snack. Ironically, wanting to know something also makes you know less, because you have more questions open. If you do admit that, you run the risk of people thinking you're crazy, stupid, ignorant, and less educated than they are. They seem to know much more. Is it because they do think you can know something by believing it? Not believing can also be dangerous. There are many subjects that are strictly forbidden not to believe. You often will be called a denier if you do that. You could be arrested and given a prison sentence, or worse. So belief is sensitive to doubt and uncertainty. Knowledge does not have this property. It gives peace, simplicity, and rest. It is not debatable. A belief must be maintained throughout your life in order to continue to believe it, and can also be explained in different contexts. Therefore, in everyday reality, everyone can have their own truth, as you often hear and probably say yourself regularly. While in real reality, it can only be true or false. You may ask yourself why they are deliberately giving us false information, or how so many people can participate in this. You may also ask how so many people can be misled. But is asking these questions proof that the official story is true? Or is asking these questions more like defending your own faith? Can these questions disprove facts? Really asking these questions isn't often appreciated. That right is often taken away from you as soon as you come out with it. There are many subjects where you are immediately portrayed as an extremist, radicalist, racist, or whatever strong words they use. Again, you are often labelled as a denier of the official story. This is strange in itself, because if you are convinced of something, you would say it can be proven beyond doubt, right? So deniers of certain official statements do not need to be punished at all, right? Wouldn't it be better and more effective to prove the official story irrefutable, observable, and indisputable? Then you have eliminated all deniers in one fell swoop. Man is a herd animal. He wants to belong to something. He does not want to be dismissed as crazy or ignorant. And above all, he does not want to feel stupid. So is there actually a right not to believe? In any case, it does not seem to be widely accepted. Certainly not when you damage someone's faith. Self-discovering is then not seen as learning, but as wandering. Ignorance is therefore actually a blessing here, because it is seen as smart and well-educated, while actually knowing nothing, but believe a great deal. The masses want to maintain their known reality, which they have been living all their lives. Do not let the right to discover and explore be taken away from you. You are free. Live free. You may build your own reality. As long as you rely on stories that others have brought you, you are living in someone else's reality, not your own. No matter how painful and difficult a journey to yourself may be, truth really sets you free. You cannot, and you do not want to go back. Protect yourself against any form of religion. The best way to do this is to convert it into pure, real knowledge, even if it is at odds with what the world continues to believe. This goes for every subject. Test everything you want to know about what you are told. Leave questions open that you cannot answer yet. Do not fill it with hope and what someone else says. Keep control over your knowledge yourself. Do not give your brain to external sources. Your knowledge is the shield of a very, very dangerous weapon.